Hey Mary, back with another video. I was thinking a little bit more about this issue, kind of, okay? It's 2:24 p.m. It is January 14th, and it's Tuesday afternoon, and I was thinking about stepping outside for a little bit. I was thinking I could go to the park or something. And then, I'm always in the back of my mind, it's like, well, you go for a walk, and then you're going to deal with bullshit, right? And nobody should be forced or bullied into staying at home if they don't want to. I mean, this is the United States of America. I think that this issue relating to Joel's family, I don't know, this weird competition, in a competition I don't want. I mean, obviously, I got divorced, so I don't want anything to do with him or his family. I'm not sitting here pointing hatred towards them, okay? I understand they come from a different background than I do. They're different than I am, okay? And so go your way, and I'll go mine. And that's how it has to be, because we don't mesh, okay? I don't want your son. I don't want him. I don't want that lifestyle. I see what you guys are, and I respect that's your stance and that's who you are, so let it go. And the same thing, it's like, well, what you guys have done, I'm saying about Joel, talking about Joel's family as well as my ex family. They have put the process of bullying in place based on their own little jokes or their sense of humor. Maybe my family didn't know that his family was like this. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, really, but whatever the case is, it's like, I shouldn't have to change my life. If I want to go for a walk or I want to go to the park, I shouldn't have to sit here and think, well, I have to, because what you're doing is, number one, it's illegal, and it is a violation of my rights. And I think it's more of a personal issue because they might think, Joel's family might think that I'm in competition with Polly. And that, to me, I wouldn't bother with that. Like I said, this is an issue that is taboo. Those kind of sexual desires are taboo, meaning people enjoy them because they're risky. They're different, It's like a fetish or whatever. And I'm not into fetishes. So therefore, it's like, if that's your angle, then you win hands down. So, congratulations, you have Joel. And so let's end this because I have to get on with my life. And if I've already been terminated from a job, which I personally think I was working that job based under their family, the last person who let me go, okay? And I got dragged into something that I had no intention to being dragged in the first place. And I had made numerous attempts. I said it numerous times that please don't do this, whatever. I mean, I got divorced. I did everything. So it's like, I'm just basically saying. But this video, the purpose of this video is to talk about setups, okay? And I was talking about, the places that I worked in the past. Oh, hang tight. Maria speaking. Hey. Okay. I texted him the address this morning, and he hasn't responded. He's probably really busy at work right now. But, I'm going to see him in a few hours from now, so I will let you know. Okay. Okay, I will let him know. Bye. Okay, so anyway, so the purpose of this video is talk about setups, okay? Setups are like when they want to arrange certain things to get a certain result, okay? So that they can somehow either penalize you for it, even though it's like a setup anyway, or whatever, or it's a trap or some sort of scenario set up to see how you're going to react, okay? So I was thinking, I know, like, I went to a bunch of job interviews in the past, okay, and some of them were men and some of them were women. And I kept thinking, I noticed that some of the job interviews that I was going on, okay, this is what they do. They want to test you. And sometimes they'll send you to job interviews to employers where the men are particularly nice looking. Now, they're not my type of guys, okay, but they might be nice looking just because they're done that way to see if you're going to flirt with them. This is ridiculous, but this is what they do, okay? This is what perps do. Talking my ex-family, possibly Joel's family or whatever. Okay, when I go to a job interview or work a job, I am there to do the job. Okay. And I know a lot of people, especially the people I would say 1950s type people. I've never watched Mad Men. That's a show that takes place in the 1960s. But I'm pretty sure that in these TV shows they show office romances and stuff. And I know in the past, a lot of women dated their bosses or married their bosses. A lot of secretaries married their. This was very common. I would say 40, 50 years ago. And then women would stop working and blah, 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 blah. That kind of stuff was going on, okay? And then oftentimes, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of women got burned and they would get involved with men in the workplace, right? And when it didn't work out, they ended up getting screwed. Their reputation gets tarnished, whatever. So they end up branded and then screwed over, right? So then you got lawsuits going, and then you have all this sexual harassment stuff going on. And this is a part of the whole reason why we have these situations in place now, these laws, okay? It's not a good idea to get involved in work with someone in work, okay? It's not a good idea. So, when I think about, hang on a second. When I think about, these like, some of these setups, like there was one guy, I could have sworn I seen him a few years ago. I might have, yeah, I think I did. I think I worked with his mom or something many years ago. Many years ago. But they sent me up on a job interview, and he looked like that guy. But I wasn't thinking about it, right? But I will say, this particular guy is not my kind of guy, but he is what society would deem good looking. He's a guy that would be, by society standards, a good-looking guy. And so, I was just thinking here as I was making this video today. I kept thinking, I wonder, was that a setup? I wonder, were they seeing if I was going to flirt with him or whatever? And just like my mom asked me one time, did I flirt with Steve Murray? She asked me that, okay? And I thought, that's weird, right? But here's the thing. Steve Murray is not my kind of guy. Okay, he's not the kind of guy that I would think is like, oh gosh, I really got to get him, okay? But by society standards and for his age at that time, he would be with somebody, what people would consider a good-looking man, okay? Because he had all his hair, he wasn't wrinkled, and his wife was another one. They were both a good-looking couple. Okay? So you wonder, do these things get set up? Are you placed in these situations or these particular environments on purpose? Because, and then I also think about when all this bullshit was going on at the farmer's place, right? I didn't know what was going on, but every time I'd walk by the field laborers, the ladies, they'd be outside working, maybe bagging grapes or gossiping or whatever. That was their thing, right? Every single time I'd walk by, they would start gossiping and blah, 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 blah. Okay, now I know after I took Joel to the Christmas party, bullshit started happening, okay? So I was wondering, at first I kept thinking, okay, I wasn't getting it. I kept thinking, maybe they think, this is at the time, I kept thinking, maybe they think that I'm having a relationship with my boss, okay? Which I will tell you, I didn't have a relationship with my boss, okay? But I will tell you that a little bit, I would say maybe about 6 months into the job, I started noticing that my boss was kind of an asshole. Okay. Before that, I was getting along with him. He would give me my stuff, and I think I had a pleasant rapport with him. Never was it flirtatious, or never was I ever trying to get in with this man or anything like this. But see, the thing is, if you're somebody who grooms, okay, or you're somebody who takes care of yourself, okay, and your boss just so happens to be a nice-looking man, even though, the job was probably arranged or whatever, that's not your fault, okay? When you take care of yourself, you're doing what you're supposed to do, okay? Grooming your hair, you're supposed to groom your hair. If you're the kind of person who likes to coordinate your clothes, you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do, okay? It has nothing to do with anything like that. So I had no interest in Steve Murray, none at all. Okay, and like I said, by 6 months into the job, I was sick and tired of his shit. But you know what? I was trying to hold on to my job because I need to work. Okay, all this stuff with the field laborers and stuff, gossiping and stuff like that, I had no idea, number one, that Joel was with his mom, which I think something this had to have, all of this had something to do with it. The fact that the Stephen Lyles stuff that happened back in 2008, by 2010, me bringing Joel to the Christmas party and people thinking that I was running around with Stephen Lyles, which that was impossible because I haven't seen the man in physical form. Okay, then I bring Joel to the Christmas party, and now, all the while, Joel was married to his mom. So what do you think this made me look like? And then they think I'm flirting with my boss. All this gossip and this stuff got created outside. Okay, now I see women all over this place. Like just recently, a few days ago, okay, I went to a place. The lady at the front desk was actually she was well put together. She had a nice outfit on. She had her hair done. She had, her what do you call it, earrings on. She was presentable. She was at the front desk. This is what people do at work. Okay, this is how you're supposed you look as a woman. As a woman, this is what we look like. We have options. Okay, but we don't have people don't have the right to tell us what options we're supposed to choose. Okay, when you're working in an office, this is the normal office attire that you wear for women, okay? I didn't think anything of it. But somehow, because I have this reputation that other people created. They created the Steve Murray gossip, they created the Stephen Lyles drama, and so then they want me to sit here and change my life to accommodate their worries, their fears, and anxieties. Because Polly thinks that I want her boy man. I don't want him. I don't. You know what I mean? When Joel and I were together, when I thought we were together, I would tell you that he and I had some good laughs, okay? And he's a very good actor. He's a very good actor, okay? And I would say that I cared a lot about Joel at that time. Okay, but now I understand who he is, what he is. So therefore, no, I don't feel that way towards him anymore. And there's no fucking way in hell that I would. Okay? No way. So this is all made up. So it's like I get tired of dealing with other people's bullshit and their drama, their made up stories that I'm supposed to sit here and suffer for. I'm not going to suffer for that. I've already suffered for it. I just lost a job that I didn't want in the first place, right? And then I'm having to struggle through all this stuff that I didn't create. None of it is my creation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these setups, so if you go for a walk, that's a setup, which I have every right to go for a walk. But if I go for a walk, then they'll say, oh, she's out there trying to get a guy again. No, I'm trying to sit here and break the routine. Like I'm sitting here in the house. And you can only sit here and look for jobs, for so long, okay? You're sitting in the same spot for hours, okay? I do not watch TV. I find TV boring. I don't get sucked up into the drama. I don't see any point in me, watching TV shows that I don't have, I know aren't realistic, okay? So I don't sit here and enjoy. That's not my first choice to pacify myself, okay? It's not. Okay, and all the subject matters that I've been interested in the past, I feel as though, you can always learn more, right? But I'm just not interested in doing that. Right now, I just want to get out of my house, during the day. Like I've been saying all along, okay? But all these people have created their drama. This is all their fault. All of it. Yeah, okay, I lied to Joel many years ago about my race or whatever. So then we got a divorce. Boo! That's the end of that. There's an issue with the marriage. You know how you handle it? Boo! You get divorced. Okay? But I didn't divorce him for that reason. I divorced him because, number one, you are taking over my job, which I didn't ask you to do. Then I realized that he was with his mom. And I got a little scared being in that house with somebody who would do that to a woman. You know what I mean? So those are my issues. Okay, and this was like the final straw. That's the final straw. You know what I mean? But then, this particular last job, I would go every day, and I tried to keep my morale up. I did everything I could to keep my morale. Let me tell you something. When you dress up, it's not for male attention. Sometimes it's a morale booster. Just like the story I talked about my dad and his teacher, Mrs. Maracini or whatever, like when he was poor and he didn't have a nice outfit, so she let him borrow his sweater. her sweater, so that he could take the picture and he felt better about himself. Sometimes when you're feeling down, you know, get yourself feeling a little bit better. You know what I mean? You may not be in the environment that you want to be in, but you can do things to make yourself feel better. Now, I personally think when you go to work, then this is what you're supposed to look like. That's my choice. By right, and I have my right. I have every right. If I want to wear jeans that day, or I want to wear slacks that day, or I want to wear a dress that day, that's my choice. Okay? So my question is, why do you care? Why does Joel's family care? Why do they insist on making it look like, or creating some sort of facade that I'm married to this man? I'm not married to him. Okay? Or thinking that, because then it's got to be competition. I do not want your son. I don't want him. I don't. Okay? I don't want to be associated with that. So my thing is that when I deal with these setups, like, or eating apples at my desk, well, if you're not trying to get a man, then you wouldn't be eating. Yes, I would. Okay? This is the lifestyle that I choose. It's my lifestyle. These are the things that I believe in. That's my choice. Now, I could either, use my good health, I guess, and give myself to a man, that's not going to appreciate me. Or I can just enjoy the benefits of not having swollen feet and legs and burning buttocks and thighs all the time. You know what I mean? It's my choice. And that's my choice. And you're sitting here asking me to change my life so that you don't have to feel bad, or you can, whatever. This is your drama. It's your drama. I just lost a job. And that, like I said, mind you, I didn't care much for the job, okay? Because number one, I don't deserve to be in isolation. I do not deserve to be in isolation. I'm not interested in stealing anybody's man. I'm trying to do my job. I'm not sitting here flirting with men or anything like that. Now, I do have a good sense of humor, but the same shitty jokes that I tell men, I used to tell to women. You know what I enjoyed? I used to love them, listening to my joke and then stupid, right? And then I would get, all giddy inside. I used to be like that, okay? But now I realize, I can't talk to everybody because I'm always going to be accused of stuff, and that's not fair. You see, you guys did this, not me. I have every right to be outgoing or tell people jokes or be silly or whatever. That's who I am. And it doesn't mean anything. There was this one lady who used to live in my apartment complex when I lived in Palmdale. And she had a couple kids, and she was just crabby as hell. I was always telling her jokes that I knew she wasn't going to think was funny. Why did I do it? Because I used to like getting that little, I was never mean or anything. It was just this cute thing that I thought was funny. Like when people would get irritated because my joke was stupid, then I'm like, ee! I was always like that. You know what I mean? So it's I understand. It's I can't say things to people anymore. I feel like I'm constantly being boxed in. People are always going to assume things, and it's not fair. It's not fair. And I didn't create this issue. They did. And they constantly want me to make concessions for things that they created. I've already paid the price multiple times for this bullshit drama that I had nothing to do with. That includes, the stupid setups, the, eating apples at my desk. Yes, I have every right to eat apples at my desk. Or any other thing I want to eat. Whatever I choose to eat. Yeah, I think people, the hype that got created on Facebook is because it was created. The hype was created all on its own. And then people jumped on it. They jumped on the hype that you guys created. Okay? I'm not saying I don't think I'm ugly. Okay? But do I think I'm drop dead gorgeous? No, I don't. I don't. Okay? The shit that goes on in Facebook is a creation of what was put in place. You know what I mean? And most of the people that are friends with me, they look at me as some sort of spectacle because all the shit that got started back on from 2008, that's what it is all about. You know what I mean? And so I'm tired of paying the price and being bullied for what you did. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you're dealing with narcissistic people, this issue is circular because they create the issue, right? Then you try to speak up for yourself and avoid the issue that they created, right? And then they want to sit here and bully you more for something that they created. Hey, that's the scapegoat. That's the residual issue of the scapegoat. Okay, my family scapegoated me, right? Then they encouraged Joel's family to scapegoat me with their issues. You know, this is their issue. It's not my issue. I'm not going to sit here and eat apples at my desk if I wanted to get back together with Joel. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be taking the long road like, okay, well, if I can just lose like 10 pounds, I'd go back. I would get in my car and go over there, knock on his door and say, you know what, hey, I want you back. That's what I would say if I wanted him back. Or I would try to get him back. There was no attempt to try to get him back at all. None. I divorced him. I cut him off my cell phone plan, and I moved on. It's just that simple. You know? I'm not going to sit here and flirt with bosses or potential employers. When I'm there at the job, the reason why my hair is pulled back and I'm combing it nice and neat, if you don't comb your hair for a job interview, something's wrong with you. Okay? If you don't wear your best clothes for your job interview, something's wrong with you. You're either tacky or you're ignorant or whatever. That's what that's about. All right? It has nothing to do with anything. And like I said, you know, I know back in the 50s and the 40s and all this, women secretaries, they would consider themselves lucky if they snagged a man from the office and married him and whatever. That was normal stuff. But a lot of that shit, the reason why we have all these sexual harassment laws is because a lot of that shit went haywire. You know, women ended up pregnant, or they ended up getting married and having abusive husbands and wanting to leave and they couldn't leave, you know, or their reputation got tarnished, you know what I mean? And then men are using their employment as a form of control. All kinds of shit went down, okay? And so, you know, in the 1970s, sort of the 80s, people started talking more and more about this sexual harassment shit. Okay, you don't assume a woman has a certain intention if she doesn't. Okay, I see nice looking women all the time. Well put together women. Women who go in, make sure their nails are done every goddamn week or every other week or whenever it's time scheduled. Now, my shit hasn't been done in a long time, okay? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay, but I see women who are literally put together all the time. Okay, and they have a right to be. Okay? And if some are more put together than others. All right? That's their choice. But it's wrong when you assume that a woman is doing these sort of things for a particular reason. Even worse is when you talk about it and then start spreading rumors and lies and doing smear campaigns about it. That's when sexual harassment gets created. Okay? Especially when you do it to an employer or your boss or your employer are saying things about you to encourage this sort of bullying from other people. It's wrong. Okay? And once again, I pay the price for it. It's wrong. So, anyway. I know it's hard for a lot of people to understand, like, you know, why I'm the way that I am. It's because I have seen shit, I've experienced shit, and I know from experience that there's certain things I want to avoid in life. Okay? That doesn't mean I don't have feelings. Doesn't mean that I don't whatever. It's just that, you know what? I understand that people are crooked. We live in a very crooked society. Okay? And I can't trust everybody. I can't sit here and invite everybody into my house or be friends with everybody. Okay? Doesn't mean I can't be cordial or polite, but I can't be friends with everybody. I can't say certain things to certain people without people trying to misinterpret it or whatever. I have to be careful. Okay? I have to be careful. Okay? And it's foolish for me to sit here and involve myself with somebody that I don't know and allow them to come into my life when these people could... I see the damage, okay? My ex-boss and all these people who got involved in this sort of stuff, what these people did was abusive to me. Okay? And this is when employers overstep their boundaries and start mixing family type issues with work. Bad idea. Bad idea. You know, you know, how many times does it matter when a woman says I'm divorced? That's sexual harassment right there. Let's force the issue. Let's keep her married into a lifestyle that scares the fuck out of me. That's sick. Maybe I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings. You know, some people are into incest. I'm not. Okay? But if I said I'm not, just like if a man's trying to kiss you, take a girl out for a date, and he wants to kiss you, he tries to kiss you or put his arm around you, if she says she doesn't want to, she's not ready to, he needs to leave her alone. Leave her alone. If he keeps pushing the issue, that's considered rape. Knock it off. How hard is it? You know, I deal with barbaric people a lot in my life. It's like, it's sad. Okay? And I deal with people who are ignorant, who don't know anything, all the time. Okay? Who don't have any social etiquette, who don't know right from wrong, who don't know the law. They're not even aware of it, or even consider the fact that there's rules in place, or proper rules of conduct in place that can affect a person's life if they're not adhered to. And I'm the one who suffered for all of it for years and years and years and years and years. You know? So this issue, this last issue, it's like, you know, I don't even know what to say about that. I really don't even know what to say about that. But that's abusive. That whole issue, working that job, okay, for a man that I'm divorced for, and continually being bullied, you know, monitoring what I'm eating at my desk. Really? I mean, come on. That doesn't make any sense. I didn't ask for him to arrange my job. And I sure as hell, you know, the whole thing it wasn't fair to me. It was a set up. A set up. So anyway, you guys need to think about your actions, okay? And you know, this goes out. And I notice I'm not really talking directly, or I don't really want to name names because I'm really trying to, you know, move on from this. But it's like, I can't stress how much inconvenience, how inconvenienced I've been, how bullied, how unfair I have been treated. I cannot emphasize it enough. I had nothing to do with any of this. This is not my problem. Okay? None of it. And I'm not going to take responsibility for it. I'm not. Okay? There are certain people that I want in my life, and there's certain people that I don't want in my life. There's certain things that I believe in, and there's certain things I don't believe in. Okay? And this I don't believe in. I don't believe in what you're doing is right. And the law doesn't believe that it's right. As a matter of fact, that's why it's written into the law. What you guys did is wrong. All of it. And I've been paying the price for it. And I shouldn't have to do it anymore. Or expected to. Because to do so is ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I will be leaving out the house pretty soon. But I shouldn't have to sit here and worry about, when am I going to go for a walk? They're going to pay the price. If I go to the store and buy a bag of apples, I'm going to have to pay the price. That's bullying. Okay? It's bullying. Plain and simple. Wish you guys think about what you do before you do it. Wrapping up this video. Be back with another one later.